So community members are speaking out against the use and installation of streetlights that they say spy on San Diegans. Nearly 3 years ago, the San Diego City Council approved retrofitting about 14,000 citywide outdoor streetlights with something called smart lights. They are more energy efficient, but the group against these lights say they also invade all of our privacies. KUSI's Dan Plant joins us live from the gas lamp corridor, and he's got the details on this one. Dan?
Yeah, good evening. There are some concerns about privacy when there's literally a camera on every single block and it's all tied into a system together, all part of being a smart city. We've heard about that, of course, where everything's interconnected. And, you know, the benefits of some of these things are that you can maybe find a parking space in real time. It can time the stoplights to keep traffic going, to cut down on pollution. There are a lot of benefits to this, including law enforcement. But some folks in the community say, perhaps those benefits are not worth it. Take a look.
Just in case you haven't noticed, you might want to look up. George Orwell was right. Big Brother is watching, and he's watching from a street light near you.
Today is Constitution Day, and we are here to make sure that the rights of all San Diegans are upheld.
Outside City Hall today, community leaders from all over San Diego, all of them seriously concerned about the so-called smart street lights. So smart, they have wireless cameras and microphones watching our every move.
When they said all this is about is green technology and safe city initiatives, nothing about the surveillance technology embedded in these cameras.
As of today, San Diego has more than 3,000 smart street lights, with a lot more to come. It's a $30 million price tag, putting San Diego as a leader in the race to be a smart city.
I know that the mayor wants to make San Diego into an innovation city, but that does not mean that we should all be made into lab rats.
When the City Council approved the idea of smart street lights, they did it as an energy-saving idea. For one thing, the lights themselves burn 90% less electricity. Also, it could help time the stoplights to keep traffic moving and cut down on pollution. They were also talking about finding parking spots in real time, all very functional things. One thing they didn't talk a lot about was the surveillance capacity.
And that is a major concern for some. If the government is watching, who gets the info and what do they do with it?
They have set up surveillance spying cameras without public input, without real knowledge going forward to the City Council, and that there is still no oversight and there is still no transparency.
So for the first time, the people of San Diego are speaking out about a new technology, a technology that's supposed to make our lives easier.
We want the immediate use to stop. We want the further installation of more of these streetlights to stop.
All righty, and that was a big news conference. You saw the different community leaders that were involved in that, and they are concerned about privacy, particularly in certain neighborhoods here in San Diego where they feel like they're being infringed upon. They feel like they're being imposed upon, because of where they live. That's one of the concerns. But this is moving forward. As you said, there's going to be something like 15,000 of these all across the city of San Diego before it's all over. And all of these cameras and microphones talking to each other at some point simultaneously in real time once they get the 5G network hooked up. But once again, it was sold as, a tool to cut down on pollution, to maybe help our lives, to find parking spaces in real time. In law enforcement, obviously, when you have cameras and you have microphones, once those are hooked up as well, you get a real picture of what's going on the street in terms of trying to solve crime. The flip side of that is those cameras are everywhere when no crime is going on and people are being watched, whether they're going to church, whether they're going home, or whatever they're doing. And what do you do with the information? Is this information being sold? Is there some commercialization of all the info that they're actually collecting out here? And I think the answer is yes. And a lot of people believe that the folks out here in the community should have some kind of oversight over what they do with all that information. So that's what they're pushing for, basically new laws here in San Diego to create an oversight committee to look at these issues, to look at this as this smart technology moves forward. Who uses it? What do they do with it? And how much are they getting? And I think those are, valid questions that people should ask. So that's what's happening. This is just the beginning of that movement because this was the kickoff on Constitution Day, but we'll be hearing a lot more about it as those cameras go in and those pictures get snapped. We're in the gas lamp, by the way, on 7th Street. Petco's right there. We just noticed that every single one of these street lights is now equipped with a smart street light setup. Camera, microphone, the whole thing. But yes, it does save 90% energy on those LED lights. Okay, throw it back to you guys.
It's a slippery slope between the privacy and the safety and the economics involved, Dan. Thank you so much.